Garrett, made in Mexico, Honeywell.
Welcome. Today, in part 2 of the build, we are focusing on trying to mock up the turbo in the engine bay with all the piping we have. Just to get it sitting in the spot it's supposed to be roughly, because we are missing a few of the hot side piping as well as cold side piping. But if we can get it mocked up and everything that we have connected, then we can start to figure out how and what exactly we need to fabricate. So right now we are just trying to get the oil feed and the coolant lines off the turbo, just to have more room because they're kind of annoying and in the way. And we got the feed off, got one of the coolant lines off, but the other one was quite hard to get to. Anyone that's worked on a turbo before knows it's really hard to get any tools or wrenches in between the two housings, the intake and exhaust housings. So once we got 2 of the 3 lines off, we went to go ahead and mock up where it will sit in the engine bay. Yeah. Turbo. Let me try to show you guys where we're at. With this momentum kit, the turbo is going to sit right here, right in the corner behind this headlight, and the intake comes through this hole in the front core support and wraps around. It won't sit like this, it'll be, down, but in this gap we have to fit the up pipe and the down pipe, and it is a tight fit to say the least. So let me try to show you guys under the car. Alright, so basically we have the header flange right there. We have to meet that to this crossover pipe that the old owner of this kit cut off. So we have to weld on a flange that matches the header flange and meet it up with that. The crossover then crosses under the transmission and merges with the other header. So the other exhaust header, we have to do the same thing. We have to fabricate a way to meet it up to the header, and it just does a tight 90-degree bend into a merge so the crossover under the transmission merges with that tight bend up. And let me try to show you guys. So you can see right there, you can see the piping poking through. So that's after it's merged, and we kind of go towards the front of the car and then up. So we'll take an up piece that will then bolt directly to the turbo with a V-band. And then from there, the down pipe goes straight back and then down. Like I said before, it's a tight fit. You can already tell it's definitely a tight fit because the previous owner took some matters into his own hands and decided to do some aggressive clearancing with this down pipe. So that's a little hint as to how tight this fit is going to be. We're just going to take it one step at a time. We've got all of the old coolers out of the way. So the oil cooler and power steering cooler, I disconnected those and got them out so that we can mount up the intercooler and mock up the piping. And then we will have to figure out new locations for the oil cooler as well as the power steering cooler. Now, with the power steering cooler, I'm actually ditching this old OEM power steering cooler. We are upgrading while we're here to the Z1 power steering cooler that they came out with, and that is right here. It is a much better unit, and so we're gonna have to figure out where to mount that, as well as the Mishimoto oil cooler, probably in between, either to the side of the intercooler somewhere or in between the intercooler and the radiator. So we're gonna see, but yeah, that's the plan.
Hell, man. Scratching up my paint.
The beautiful poop green paint. It's not poop green, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry.
Yo, do you want like good lighting? That's like terrible lighting.
It's not that bad.
It's terrible, dude.
Put them up. Intercooler's mounted, we're done. Alright. Yet another Z1 part I got that is sort of a new product from them is the DE baffled oil pan. So this is going to be great. Oh my gosh, it comes with silicone, are you kidding me? I just bought some of this. Brutal. Anyway, So this unit is going to be great for my application. So a couple things. First, it already has ports pre-tapped for oil drains. So I can utilize one of these ports for the oil drain from the turbo. They have two in case you're running twin turbos. They also have a port for a temperature sensor if you wish to run that. But the biggest thing obviously is the baffling. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see, but these baffles open and close in such a way that it doesn't let oil out of the center chamber where the pickup tube is. It only lets oil back in. So this is huge for drifting because obviously you're going sideways. It's all this transitioning and stuff, your oil's sloshing around like crazy. So this is a great way to ensure you don't starve your oil pump. So the pickup tube should always have oil to pick up with this. And also another benefit is it adds some capacity. And whenever you're adding capacity, oil capacity, that's gonna help your oil temperature stay a little cooler. The more oil you have, the longer it takes to get hot. You'll be able to maintain temperature easier. It won't get as hot as easy. So that's another key benefit. So I'm gonna go ahead and zap off the old pan and clean off the silicone and get this one siliconed up and bolted in. All right, so I've got the old oil pan off. And one thing I wanna show, a mistake I made when I replaced this oil pan before. I'm gonna try to show you guys, essentially, I over siliconed this old pan. So see all this overhang of silicone that goes over the edge into the pan side? That can all break off, and some did. I actually see some in the bottom of the pan. It's in there, and I actually do see some in my pickup tube. I think I got lucky. It wasn't enough to clog anything, but that is a big thing you want to watch out for. So this time when I'm siliconing the new pan, I'm going to be extra careful to not overdo it and have too much silicone that can break off and clog my pickup tube, cause oil starvation, big problems, big boom. That's one thing. I was so scared of leaks, I did too much silicone. Don't be like me. Do as I say, not as I do. So another thing, now that there's a taller pan with the new Z1 baffled pan, we need to space out the pickup tube to be able to reach the bottom of the extended pan. So they include this oil pickup tube spacer and longer bolts with new O-rings. So we got to zap the old one off, install the spacer, and then install it back on. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So take a look at this. This is the oil pickup tube. I can see silicone in it. A lot of y'all probably heard what happened with the new BRZs and GT86s. They had a problem with over siliconing the oil pan from the factory. And so they were getting clogged with silicone, the pickup. And that's what I did myself here. So let me try to show you. Focus. You see those chunks in there? No good. I'll try to get these out with the tweezer. Just wanted to show you all the consequences of my own actions. In we go. Got the mating surface on the upper oil pan all clean. Used a razor blade, plastic scraper, and Scotch-Brite pad. Just took some elbow grease while also trying not to scratch it too bad. I did gouge it a little bit in a few spots, but hopefully it'll be all right. And then I just gotta silicone up the new oil pan and we'll be good. So now I'm just working my way around with the silicone tube. It's a pain in the ass to squeeze it out of this little tube. They're really annoying, but once I got it flowing, I just worked my way around and was being very careful to try to only put as much as necessary, like a pretty thin bead all the way across. And we will see if I did a better job this time. All right, oil pan's all bolted up. Looks a lot better than the old one. Oh yeah, that was sick. Z1 needs to sponsor me already, man. Sweet. Yeah, that's sick. All right, we got the turbo mocked up. Everything's loosely bolted. Intercooler's on. Let me show you what we have to fabricate. All right, so right here, we got to make that pipe meet up to that flange. And same thing on the other side. This pipe has to meet up with that flange. So that's missing from this kit. But we were able to route the up pipe in, or the down pipe in. It was super tight fit. There's no room in this fucking engine. Yeah, great progress today. New oil pans in, it looks sick. And it looks like I'm turboed, which is all that matters. All right, that's gonna be it for this video. Next video, we're gonna actually start the fabricating process with the intercooler piping and the exhaust piping. So that'll be in the next video. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.